Okay, so it's Felicity from GetYourRockOut here with the legend that is Jeff Scott Soto. How are you doing today?
Legend. Let me see how much I'm holding. Doing great, thank you.
Fantastic, I'm glad to hear it. We are, of course, at HRH AOR. Have you actually managed to see any bands yet?
I've seen bits and bobs. I saw a little bit of Newbie and Rose. I just saw a little bit of Heat, a little Uli Roth, and I'm looking forward to catching Kip Winger and the Skids before I go do my thing.
Fantastic stuff. So lots and lots to look forward to for the night.
Absolutely.
There's
a lot of friends here. That's what I love about these kind of festivals and gatherings. It's mostly my comrades in arms, so to speak, and I get to. It's a chance to play catch up, really.
Fantastic, and it's great, and especially when you start to see the same faces over and over again. It's always good fun. You're on the third, fourth day of a tour now here in the UK. How's it been going so far?
I can't complain. It's actually better than I thought because, for starters, I haven't done any UK dates as a solo act in quite some years. So it's a bit of a homecoming of sorts because I've spent the last 4 years living out here. I've moved back to Los Angeles, but living here, it's almost like I've been gone a few months and now I'm back home, even though back home is now back to LA. It's kind of confusing, but it just feels great to finally play here again and do my thing because I've done other shows and other sporadic things, but I haven't done my headlining set the way I always like doing it, and the band is just on fire this time around.
Fantastic stuff. I mean, you have got an absolutely exceptional band behind you as well, which is just brilliant to see. You're here in the UK for a bit. We spoke to Nathan James quite recently as well, who is a cracking guy and who again was singing your praises. And so I know you've done fair bits and bobs with him as well recently. Kind of plans-wise, what else have you got coming up?
I've got a few shows with Wet. Well, outside of this tour ends May 5th. May 6th, something like that. I don't even know anymore. What's my name? We've got a couple shows at the end of May with Wet in Sweden. I'm going to start recording a new solo album pretty much throughout the summer and try to lay low a little bit because it's been a busy past 13, 14 months. And it gets busy again around the fall, and I cap it off with another Trans-Siberian Orchestra tour in the winter.
So absolutely tons to look forward to.
Then, really. Well, tons for me to look forward to, for sure.
Yeah. The new solo album that's coming up. Tell us all about that.
I'm still kind of creating and planning it. I'm really inspired with what I was doing in the last one, Damage Control, because I kind of went back towards the rock thing, and there were some heavier songs on Damage Control. I wanted the album to be more like the heavy stuff, but I knew that for the label I'm with, I need to balance it out a little bit. The next album, I wanted to be more. I just wanted to keep on the heavy tip. I miss it, and I just feel it in my blood right now. I want to get a little more. I'm looking for the right word for it. I think I pretty much said, I want it to just be a little heavier.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of time scale for that? Have you kind of planned in your head, or are you actually just thinking, you know what, I'm just going to see how it goes and not put any pressure on for a specific month?
I can't put any time frames on it because the people I'm working on it are all in different bands, different walks of life, and it's about their schedule when they can be freed up. I'm working with a few top names, people that I really admire, and I'm working with some other people that aren't as known, but they're just as talented. So it's all about putting those collaborators together and piecing. I'm hoping to have it done by the end of the year, released by early next year. Yeah.
Wonderful. And so guest stars wise and kind of appearances wise, what can you actually tell us about?
Nothing yet. I'm going to keep that contained. I already have them locked in, and I'm really excited about it. But I want to have it all in place before I actually start dropping names. And I also don't really want to. I don't want it to seem that I'm doing an album like this because I need the strength and the weight of those people. I'm doing it because I admire them, I love the way they write, and I think it's going to be something good for me, and that's the only reason I'm doing it.
Fantastic. I mean, it works so well when it's done right as well, so absolutely. I'm sure it's going to sound absolutely brilliant.
It's all for the cause.
Fantastic. And you are involved in so much. I mean, your name crops up with so many different projects.
Sadly.
I mean, how on earth do you decide what gets priority when, what you're doing when, how to, focus on what at a time?
It all gets priority. It's all a matter of, again, it's about timing, scheduling, and just making sure that I'm able to put the quality behind the quantity.
Yeah. And is there anything that you kind of draw the line at that you think, that kind of thing I wouldn't get involved with? Or are you pretty much open to anything?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, people come to me for what they know me. They know what I do best. Nobody's going to come to me asking me to do a country polka western album.
I don't know.
But for the most part, I get my invites based on what they know I do and what they know I could do well. So it doesn't really seem to be anything too left field.
Yeah. And when it comes to people, is there anybody that you've not worked with yet that you just think, you know what, I would absolutely sell my soul to work with them?
No, I pretty much covered those bases. I've done a lot of that. Well, I guess I've already been talking about people I'm going to be working on my new album. So with that, those are the people that I actually really would want to work with, and that's why that's coming together. I'm not really chasing to fulfill something that I haven't done or that I wish I could do. I'm just keeping it real and doing the things I know that are attainable.
And what I've absolutely loved about this weekend is seeing a fair few younger faces here, which, to be honest, I wasn't necessarily expecting so much.
You never do.
No.
And even and sorry to cut you off, even the past few shows I've done, I've noticed that my audience have gone younger. It's amazing. Front rows, like, what's going on here? Which is a great thing. That it's actually crossing over to a younger generation.
And what do you think that is? Do you think that that's parents bringing kids along and kids actually getting into it, or do you think it's more the younger generation finding it out for themselves, completely alien of that?
I think it's a combination of the two, because clearly the new musicians, the new younger musicians coming up, they are influenced by what they heard around the household, whether they're chasing the melodic or the AOR, that type of thing anyways. They were already surrounded by it, so they're going to be influenced when they're writing their own music. And then they'll realize later, wow, I actually really do like this stuff, and it helps everyone.
Brilliant. And when it comes to kind of bands that are up and coming on the scene at the moment, people that you've really got your eye on, who would you say, you know what, I absolutely love this?
Somebody asked me that question earlier, and I really can't answer it because I'm so busy with what I'm doing. I really don't have a chance to. I kind of listen to bits and bobs, but I don't get to really enjoy or discover new music. I'm just too swamped. It's a shitty excuse, but it's true.
It's, too many bands, far too little time.
Yeah, I mean, I can listen to something and it'll just kind of pass me by, and I don't have time to really get into it and listen to it more. I just kind of move on with other things going on. But hopefully I'll have a break someday soon.
You couldn't cope though if you did though. It's awful when you get a break.
Yeah.
When you've been working that flat out and then you have a week off and you just think, what on earth am I supposed to do with myself?
Oh, my thing is I hate seeing others busy and I'm just sitting back watching them getting all the glory.
I need to be doing something. I don't like this. It's like when you go to a festival, and for me, when I'm not working it for you, I guess if you're not playing it and you're just itching to be on stage.
That's the worst. I can't go to festivals unless I'm not.
Oh, really? Do you?
Yeah. There was one year I went to Sweden Rock. I was supposed to play it that year, and something happened that I wasn't going to do it, but I already had the plans booked, I had the hotel booked, and so we'll still go. And I was just itching. I was just going, oh my God, I can't stand this. I want to get up on that stage.
Started paying people, saying, just let me do one song with you.
Just let me do one, yeah.
No, I mean, it's incredible. I think once you've got that, the thought of not being able to.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, can you ever see yourself doing anything in life that doesn't revolve around music? Or
Absolutely not. No. And I do it because I love it. People keep saying after all these years, what inspires you to keep going? It's the same thing that inspired me from the beginning. It's still there. I still have that hunger. I still have the drive and the desire because I love music so much. Just bit the inside of my mouth.
Oh, that's not pleasant. Never a good idea. No, I mean, do you find out that you're actually enjoying the whole stage side of things more now than you actually did when you first got into it?
Yes, mainly because the acceptance level is there more so. I mean, more people know of me, more people are accepting of me, especially as a solo artist, that I can go up there and do things without prejudice. They don't expect me to just be a novelty act a nostalgia of my past career. They accept that I can go up there and do what I'm doing currently, which is it's fantastic.
Yeah. And are you finding that that you are kind of drawing in more and more new fans as you go along? Are you seeing lots of new faces at gigs all the time?
Well, that's all par for the course. That's why we're doing it. If we're just doing it for the older fans, then we wouldn't put any music out.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for having me chat to us today. It has been an absolute pleasure. Have an absolutely incredible rest of the day.
Appreciate that.
We'll look forward to seeing you somewhere very soon with one of the many things you've got coming up.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.